And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 669. Today is Thursday, February 25th, 2021, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish. And today we're actually a little bit early. We got some running around to do. Top stories. Federal Reserve has closed down momentarily. Coinbase public listing filing details 2020 revenue, major A16Z stake. Bitcoin would not become a global medium exchange, says Charlie Munger. Ethereum on track to settle $1.6 trillion this quarter. And hacker interview, Gummo, and what he talks about when it involves a CME and Bitcoin. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and check out those prices.
Oh, yeah. So taking a look at prices, Bitcoin is at $50,936, up 2.7%. Ethereum at $1,640 is down 0.19%. Binance, been taking off lately at $255, is down 1.6%. Cardano at 108 is actually up 4.4% today. Polkadot, even though they have a string of good news at 34.28, is down 2.2% today. Ripple at 47 cents, down 0.33% today. Litecoin, which was ahead of XRP a couple weeks ago, is at 199, up 9% today. Chainlink at $28 is up 1.7%. And last but not least, Bitcoin Cash at $544 is up 1.6%. So a mixture of green and red in the top 10. And for most people, they're looking for a bounce back after huge buys from Jack Dorsey and Michael Saylor again. Because if you're selling, you're probably selling it to Jack Dorsey or Michael Saylor.
There it is. And some quick shout outs. What's going on? Leroy Forrest, Phil G, Madam Crypto, Sergeant Max, y'all started early. There it is. Milto. Want to give another quick shout out to all our crypto warriors out there. Thank you for so much of the support. Keep it up. We are at 7,300 followers. Yesterday I logged in. We were at 6,800. That's 500 over the last 24 hours. Continue to smash that like and share on the road to 10K. We need those 10,000 followers. So YouTube can give us this goddamn respect. All right.
We're doing organic, baby. All organic, baby.
There we go. All organic. We haven't been doing nothing extra. Like I said, and today we'll be releasing one of our little trailers. It'll be on our main page as well. So make sure you look out for that. It's a pretty cool trailer that shows some of the things we've been doing in the space the last few years. All right. Top story of the day. The Federal Reserve is closed. What?
Oh, man.
I saw no keys, no cheese. Bitcoin Zay tweet something yesterday. I didn't know what was going on, but what's up with this? What's up with this story? The Federal Reserve is closed?
Oh, man. Well, if you're on Twitter, you probably saw a lot of people posting about the fact that the Federal Reserve actually was not working as far as bank-to-bank settlements yesterday for about 3 hours. The disruption happened around 12 or 1 o'clock. Started seeing a flood of Twitter messages, started seeing the picture of all the service statuses were down. They did come back online at 3, but when the Fed closed, one of the things I wanted to reiterate, Bitcoin has not ever closed. The Federal Reserve literally had issues, quote unquote. We don't know what those were. However, if you were trying to wire funds or if any bank was trying to settle any type of settlement cash, couldn't do it tomorrow, man. And the thing is, we're starting to see the cracks. We're starting to see the emperor has no clothes, which is amazing to see. I mean, I never thought I'd see this day. I mean, how can you print the money, but you don't have the money to keep your service up? I don't understand this. And I'm interested to see what happens. But if you actually try to look it up, not really many articles. I think one came out last night at like 8 p.m. and one this morning, but this story will be gone in a week. So just want to make sure people understand the Fed broke down for a few hours, but Bitcoin does not.
And how do you not have articles? Like fiat, the dollar is back. It's the world secure transactional method, and everything is backed by and all this greatness around it. And hey, gang, I'm happy to be here. I'm not saying anything negative about it. I'm just saying, how could we not report on this story? Like, how could mainstream media not report on the one private company that adds funding for the entire planet, it decides to close for a few hours and no one talks about it? Big red flag, big cracks, like you said. Today, or I guess yesterday, it was a low tide yesterday, and we saw, like you said, the emperor was out there, no draws on, just in the ocean with a top up.
Now, let me ask you this, King. If Bitcoin went down for 3 hours.
No, I was going there, right? Come on, I was going there.
Please explain us what would happen if Bitcoin went down for 3 hours.
Could you imagine if Bitcoin goes down for 30 minutes? It's dead. We tried to tell you, you a bunch of idiots. You retail investors aren't smart enough. I mean, where would the rhetoric stop? Like literally, Bitcoin isn't allowed to sneeze. Forget having a cough. It's not allowed to sneeze. Just a couple of allergies. No, you can't have no malfunctions. But you have the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve closes shop and don't tell nobody.
Oh man,
and I mean,
this is a crazy time.
Honestly, if this was the crypto world too, what would we be saying if an exchange shut down or serves status? You getting hacked? Are you getting hacked? What's going on? Like, is the Federal Reserve getting hacked? Like, what is going on? Regardless of this is crazy. It already takes 4 to 7 days to transfer funds. I'm assuming after yesterday we can add an extra 24 hours to that. But this is madness. And like you said, I'm glad you found this and picked up on it because we know mainstream news won't be reporting on it.
Oh yeah, not at all. And one thing, oh, you got it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna get some shout outs. You got it.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, going along with that, as far as that, we'll look at the M2 money supply in a second. Let's go ahead and give these shout outs. Everybody jumping in. Everybody jumping in.
What's going on, William Justice? I love how totally efficient the Fed is. Canary Soares, Erica K, Daniel Perez, Diva Style. Good morning from South Carolina. I haven't been to Carowinds in a while. Tessa Hall, Candace Blanton, Light Spike. There we go. The P-Man Van, Fanteezy 731, KH, Too Rich to Miss, Fumble the Face. Phil G said this is a window of opportunity for Ripple to give them an upgrade. Hilarious. Too Rich to Miss it. What's that?
It's Ripple's time to shine, baby.
Right. Janet, Too Rich to Miss it. Janet Yellen made them show how reliable the Fed is. We're reliable in quotes. Canadian official, maybe they all got arrested and replaced. Is Oko, what's going on? Erica K, Mickey Ross. They're upgrading the system to release their digital coin. That's actually a good point right there. What if that was a 3-hour upgrade to release the digital dollar today?
Software update. Software update.
Don M. Schultz, Kadeem Midget. There we go. I think we got most people. Quarter caller and a couple of tips. Thank you, Brian Smith, for the tip. LMAO Fed is down. Bitcoin didn't even notice. Great point. Thank you, John D, for the tip. Quotes, you can't have it appear you're illegally meddling, especially when you're illegally meddling. And quote, Mike Wagner from Billions. That is what's up. We'll keep going on with this story, Bitcoins, eh?
Oh, man. So even further to go along with this story, there was a small caveat you might not have caught. But going along with the Federal Reserve website kind of going down, service going down, they also changed the M2 stock supply chart. And one of the things you have to realize, the old M2, there was a actual notice that says service is down. Let me see if I can scroll back here so you can actually see what I'm talking about here on this page. But there was actually a discontinuation right here. This series will no longer be updated. More information is available in the notes below the graph. They moved it to M2SL, who for some people, they're like, well, they just changed the link, right? No, what they did is they changed the frequency. Let's take a look back. The frequency used to be weekly, if you see here. But now they changed it to monthly, which you cannot see what's happening week to week anymore. Monthly, they're going to give you updates. Also, too, as I've heard from other people, we do have to make sure we get the correct information. They changed the formula for how they count M2 money stock. Very, very subtle things. I believe they're excluding savings now. I have to get that exactly. But this is kind of weird. They just switched the link the same day that the Fed went down. I don't believe in coincidences, people. This is something going on. We're not sure exactly, but the fact that that happened, this is very nuanced. I don't think you will see it on any mainstream media. In fact, this story is probably going to go away in a couple of days. Like I just told King before the show, it'll be gone next week. But these are small things that happen. You don't notice it. We're all worried about Tiger Woods or worried about something else going on in the world. This is sort of important that this happened.
This is what we should be worried about. And I'm glad you brought that up, how they switched it to monthly. People, you switch it to monthly when you don't want to show volatility. Like that's the same thing when we consult with crypto, that's what we tell people, like, don't look at it for months at a time, for years at a time. Because if you look at it from the day to day or week to week, you'll probably be sick if you're not used to the trading patterns or the volatility in Bitcoin. Well, if you don't want to look at volatility, you would tell people to look at things less. So like you said, for them to go to a weekly reporting weekly data, which as a Federal Reserve, you should,
Hey, it's 2021. Why can't we do hourly updates? Literally,
Exactly.
just update
Everything
us.
is
Just
digital.
type
Everything
into the
is
Excel sheet.
digital. Listen,
Yeah.
people, if people don't want to share information in 2021, it's because they're hiding something. Like there's literally no reason not to share information or to show all this stuff. So for them to switch to monthly, that means they are trying to hide something. Cut and dry. It's not a conspiracy theory. I'm actually going with our warriors who said they're probably getting the digital wallets or wherever together. I wouldn't doubt if this was the real upgrade. But you're right. It just doesn't go offline for 3 hours and come back with a new set of SOPs, standard operating procedures overnight. It makes no sense. So,
oh yeah, and if you're wondering, they got rid of the M3 chart in 2006, right before the crash.
boom,
Back then.
boom, there it is. Wire Spark said possible hacking of the Fed. Fed now coin is coming soon. That's what everyone is saying. Quick pick crypto. What's up? Like Zay said, it's all happening organically, whether they report it or not. Great for us. What's going on? Lisa Lee, Erica K said manipulation in the media is real. Rashu, you already know. They said that Fed pack in the air. Hey, we about to be smoking on the Dino pack. That Dino pack is happening soon. Candace Blanton said hiding their flaws. Crypto Q said they were booting to digital dollars, no glitches. Let's see. Rashu said they need to treat the Fed like they did Robinhood. I saw a couple more good ones in here. What's on, Jamal J? Joe Washington, good morning from North Carolina, North Cackalack. Brian Dees, what up from Oakland? He up there in the town. There we go. Nubian Heat, Patrick Walter, what up, though? Let's see. Gracie Peoria, Wired Spark said this is the information age. And Annoy Mouse said they're trying to hide inflation spikes. Great point as well. And last but not least, Ruben Perez said Kramer suggested that GME become a real Bitcoin gaming company. I like the idea. They might as well, since the crypto community essentially saved them as well. So there it is. Juice Man 1021. What's up, fellas? Charlotte in the house. I'm rich. All right. Coinbase is back in the news as we keep talking about their public listing. People, this will be the talk of the town when it's out and about. I mean, you're talking about 77 billion, if you remember. But Coinbase public listing filing details and their 2020 revenue has been revealed. Bitcoin Zay, what's going on with Coinbase here?
Oh yeah. So it states here on the recent Bitcoin bull run helped Coinbase pull in a profit of 322 million on revenues of over 1.2 billion in 2020, putting the cryptocurrency giant in a strong position as it prepares to sell its shares to the public with a upcoming direct listing on the NASDAQ. If you didn't know, they have an S1 regulatory filing. Coinbase is IPOing. And, they started in 2012. They have investors from way back then, including people like Nas and others. They had this, basic way for new people to get into the space. Over the years, Coinbase we have not been a big fan. However, they are showing the actual ownership structure, the revenue that they have because they're public now. They're trying to go IPO.
You got to show it now.
They have to. You got to see it. They had to show that they've had Bitcoin on their books as well, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yes, it seems as though Coinbase is trying to see show people how valuable they are ahead of an IPO.
And to be fair, like Coinbase made all the right moves. They've been IPOing people since we called the IPO. You got to remember, just because the company wants to go public doesn't mean, all right, in 2 weeks we'll be going public. We get all this money. That's an ICO. That's an ICO. An IPO, when they're preparing to go public, it can take at least a year to 2 years of legwork. And Coinbase already did that. If you remember back in 2017 when they hired the Facebook, the director of PR, right? The director of marketing. Facebook basically loaned them that person, and Coinbase sent people over to Facebook, which is weird trade that we pointed out. And we say they're either going to partner or they're doing something together. It turns out Facebook sent help over to Coinbase to get them up as far as a new startup to be prepared as an IPO. And Coinbase sent reps over to Facebook to teach them how to develop their own coin, which they tried to do and fail. Also, you remember you had the ex-president or CEO of TD Ameritrade come over to Coinbase. Like you literally had all these financial people who've been on Wall Street in executive C-suite positions come over to Coinbase around 2017, 2018. And that's when we started calling for the IPO, because that's when they started to get things together. I bring up that point because around the same time and since then, they have essentially fired or laid off a lot of their original staff. They put out that note about a year or two ago where there's like, they want to change the Coinbase culture where they don't want to talk about any type of social justice. They're like, hey, we're just trying to stick to crypto. To me, this was all the things to do to push out some of the initial people in the company that you may no longer need it. and to save money, because you got to remember, if you're a startup company, you got 50 to other 100 people who help you start it, and they stayed all the way to and through the IPO, you're going to owe a lot of people a lot of money. I think Coinbase is basically trimming the fat. They got rid of them. They hired all the legitimate C-suite people to come in. They started prepping for the IPO. And this is essentially the last stage where they're showing everyone, like you said, how much they're worth, because you got to give it to them. Any company, and especially one that's less than 10 years old, bringing in a direct revenue of $1.1 billion, I mean, they are legitimately crushing it. So shout out to Coinbase.
Yeah, we knew this was coming 3 years ago. People, the gentlemen of crypto will never let you down.
There it is. OK 100 said best crypto channel. Keep it going from Birmingham, UK. Hey, shout out to United Kingdom, Birmingham, London. Antonio helped us set up shop there, of course, back in the day. We definitely have to make it out to the UK because we have a large audience there. We checked a little demographics, and the UK is definitely holding us down as well. Let's see. Crypto Q said Coinbase is selling downtime to his IPO customers just like the Fed. Hilarious.
Hey.
Yeah, go ahead.
They know what they're getting.
Yeah, right. Ruben Perez said Coinbase has terrible customer service now. Wait until they become public. Investor relations will be non-existent. Honestly, this is one of the things where if I wanted to go back to work, I would go back to work for somebody like Coinbase, because you're right. As soon as they go public, they're not going to be able to handle it. I don't think we're therefore seeing the same issue Poloniex had. Basically, circle about Poloniex. Hey, we got an exchange. All right. Now what do we do with it? I think it will be, unless they keep the Coinbase team as it is now on it, I think they'll run the roadblocks. Let's say they buy Coinbase, bring on a lot of new corporate people, get rid of some of the Bitcoiners and crypto people in there. I think they'll run into the issue, and the main issue being that support service, because as you become public, you become even more mainstream. Even more people are going to flood to Coinbase and not look at our videos saying to get off of Coinbase. And once that happens, they will all flood to Coinbase with questions upon questions. And once they're not actually answered, the word will really get out. So unless they fix that hole in their defense there, you're right. That may be the thing that really brings them down. But hey, after they go public, I'm sure Brian Armstrong and the rest won't care. $77 billion. You all figure out that support issue. That's not all right. Yeah, we got another dino of the day. Bitcoin will not become a global medium of exchange, says Charlie Munger. Because it already isn't a global medium exchange. But anyway, billionaire investor, it has to be a billionaire saying negative stuff, right? Billionaire investor in Berkshire Hathaway Vice Chairman Charlie Munger has once again dismissed the value proposition of Bitcoin. This is a funny picture. Like Berkshire Hathaway Chairman Warren Buffett, the 97-year-old Munger, again, let me say that one more time.
97. He's older than the Federal Reserve.
And this is the ageism thing. Like, my grandpa's 92, 93. And let me tell you all, he is very sharp people in a great memory. However, he's not a dinosaur because he doesn't have this thought process. It is crazy. Like, oh yeah, this is why when you hear of stuff like the Howey test from the 1800s, which is still predicated on how we define securities, the Howey test. These are the people who keep voting for it. These are people like, oh, that 1820 test sounds good to me. Like, hey, I got $1 billion. I don't want to see no change. Like, 97 years old. What was happening 97 years ago in America? You know, like, anyway, addressing the 2021 Daily Journal annual meeting with shareholders organized by Yahoo Finance on Wednesday, Munger again espoused some negative sentiments about the largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. I will almost say this guy is going senile. You're a billionaire, you're old, and even if Bitcoin were to affect your bottom line, I'm not even being funny or mean. You would probably be dead before it affected $1 billion bottom line. Like, realistic, you will be dead before Bitcoin affects your $1 billion. Like 5 to 7
like
years.
Him and Warren Buffett are gone. Like, they're not even going to be around to see Bitcoin even get out that far. Like, I mean, look at some of the quotes that they've said before. This one actually was pretty tame. He just doesn't think it'll be a medium of exchange. Cool. When you are a privileged billionaire, you don't see that in Nigeria, Venezuela, India, that this is a medium of exchange. Of course you don't. Second thing is, look at these quotes over time. They've called Bitcoin totally asinine. They've called crypto traders disgusting. They said the crypto market is like trading turds. They also said, Buffett actually said Bitcoin is rat poison squared. These are, for one, some of the worst roasts I've ever heard in my life. These are 97-year-old roasts.
and then I told John.
Yeah. Then I told them they were traded terrorists. And then for two, it's not even really about age. My grandmother's 93. She owns Bitcoin because she realizes times change. Of course, these people don't understand times change because for them, times haven't changed. They've been invested in Coca-Cola since 1924, and that's how you become a billionaire. I'm sorry, Charlie and Warren Buffett. Our dads couldn't get us shares in stocks. And when Charlie Munger was young, I don't even know if you could buy stocks if you were black.
Listen,
you got all the advantage with none of the introduction to the new world. So I don't want to hear it. Dino of the day. Yeah, you definitely getting that roar.
And real quick, I want to highlight that what you just said. They call crypto traders disgusting. Like, do you all understand? It's like this is the same crew, not company, but same crew. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, and Bill Gates now, who of course, Bill Gates was talking smack about cryptocurrency the other day, saying, "Hey, if you don't have Elon Musk level money, you shouldn't be in the market." So basically, if you're not one of 30 people on the planet, you shouldn't trade. And then you got these people calling crypto traders disgusting. Kind of going back to the quick point that you just made, Bitcoin Zay, let's talk about it. When did these people start investing? And we know Warren Buffett started as a child. I'm assuming Charlie Munger, Billionaire, started pretty young too. Like you said, 97 years ago, let's go back 70 something in those years. My grandfather, again, around the same age, and his family were running from Alabama during the Great Migration, the Black Migration. Why? Because they were hanging Black people at the same time these people were investing their money. So no, you're not that smart. You didn't do anything different. You bought 40% of Coca-Cola with your parents' money back in the day, and you've been sitting on that ever since. Like,
yeah, like what do we even talk about here, bro? Yeah, give him that roar, please.
Yeah, I'm looking for the P-Man Van. He emailed me a new roar the other day, and we're about to let that one go. Here it is. Here it is. Woo! That's a real one. One more time.
Let me hear it.
Appreciate that, Crypto Warrior P-Man Van. We got that real roar for these real dinosaurs of the day.
Oh yeah, man. That's how it sounds when Charlie Munger yawns in the morning.
Oh man, listen, if you all were any real type of billionaires, you have us kidnapped already. All right, let's go to the chat real quick. Ruben said March should be crazy when new corporations and institutions look to add Bitcoin to their balance sheets before the end of Q1. That's a good point. Deborah Doyle said, end of the Spanish flu pandemic and the set for the stock market crash 97 years ago. You're talking about Spanish flu, you know what I mean? This is crazy, people. Crypto Rasputin said he's not senile, just old school. Don't want to acknowledge the handwriting on the wall. USD is on a long decline. Bitcoin will reign. Prophet Shamar said that's true, but they're thinking about the wealth transfer to their family. No, yeah, for sure. I know. I'm just trying to make it black and white as possible. I'm not trying to give them no sauce. We ain't thinking about their family. Their family gonna be buying crypto, all that money they're gonna leave behind. Morris Cole said them old dudes not even close to being in the Aquarian mindset. Thank you, Fumble the Face. Fumble the Face said only 75 likes. Pump it.
Pump it. Get this likes up, baby. We should have at least 100 likes.
Kudos to your 93-year-old grandmother on getting into crypto, Zay. Listen, do you all really think anybody in the Zay family is going to be away from crypto at this point?
Not at all.
Zay, I can only imagine Zay's probably bullying his family like at the bathroom toilet. Like, you need some more water? Or you going to buy crypto? All right. Curtalian, appreciate it. Curtalian the Jr. said much better roar. All right. Ethereum on track to settle $1.6 trillion this quarter. Let's talk about it, Bitcoin Zay, real quick.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like Ethereum usage is surging this year with the value of transactions settled on the network skyrocketing through 2021. According to research from Masari, Ethereum has settled $926 trillion worth of transactions this quarter, 700% more than processed during Q1. The network is currently on pace to settle 1.6 trillion in transactions in the first quarter. In the last 12 months, Ethereum has already settled 2.1 trillion in transactions. So because of the amount of transactions that Ethereum is pushing through, they're definitely going to need scaling, and they're definitely going to need it now. I know people are having a few troubles with the sending back and forth. Everybody doesn't know how to use some of the side chains that people talk about. People bring them up, but I don't see people using them. maybe people need to. But yes, a lot of transactions, way more than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin wasn't meant to be, smart applications sitting back and forth every day. However, since they are second in market cap, this is important because they have many transactions showing that there's a lot of activity on this blockchain.
There it is. All right, and again, people, we know the GIWI. I always say wrong. I just say ether gas. The gas fees are crazy right now these days, and this has to do with it. When you talk about scaling solution, that is why those transaction fees are high, because everyone is actually using the network. So, like you said, they need to figure this out ASAP. If not, hey, the Cardanos, the Polkadots, the Raven coin, every other coin out there, or token out there that says they're the next big thing, will actually have a chance at their market share if they do not figure this out. But I still think they're safe for at least another quarter or two until everyone does get everything on board. All right. Last but not least, we had to end a few minutes early today, but we wanted to leave you with this. If you remember, I think back in 2018 when the future markets came, CME, SIBO, I can't remember if it was CME or SIBO's. I'm pretty sure it was CME though. Chicago Mercantile Exchange, their CEO came out and said that they were going to tame Bitcoin. We didn't believe it, but they somehow managed to do it. You remember, it wasn't just the regulators, it was futures, it was shorting, but the Bitcoin market definitely took a nosedive during the 2018, 2019 years. Now, one interview I missed, it came out December 10th, 2020. It's just a YouTube channel called Soft White Underbelly, and they interviewed this hacker named Gumbo. Well, I watched this interview the other day by chance. Another one that was recommended from this channel. I watched the first one, just replayed or it forwarded to the next interview. This hacker was the next interview. Of course, learning about digital stuff. I want to know what these hackers have on their mind. And he made a very interesting point throughout his 42-minute interview, in which he started talking about when he went to go work for CME. He went to go work for CME, and he basically made these fiber optic cables to connect the CME directly to the New York Stock Exchange for faster trading and all this other stuff on the back end. But what he also mentioned, and again, I don't even know he realized what he said, he talked about how when he finished that project, CME was like, what else can you do? And as you'll see here, he told them about Bitcoin, and it turns out he mined at least 60,000 Bitcoin for CME some years ago, which may be how they actually influence the market, not just by futures and shorting and going long. They actually own a lot of Bitcoin and no one knew about it. And this is what we mean by private companies and institutions owning Bitcoin and what they can do within the market and us not knowing about it. So without further ado, this is Gummo, and you can just kind of check out what he says here.
Bidirectional, unique fiber lines, specifically for those two exchanges and secure them. So yeah, he asked me what was next. So I'm like, hey, there's this thing called Bitcoin. It kind of piques my interest. And he asked me what I needed. I said, about $1 million would work. And he literally opened up a file cabinet to have $1 million. And it's like, all right.
This is CME.
And that's what I did. At that point, I built a supercomputer that was able to mine Bitcoin. Mined about 5,000 Bitcoin, and at that point, I believe Bitcoin was trading at $200 to $300 a coin. And so he was impressed, and so was I, actually. And so we built 3 more over the next 8 months. I built 3 more and had them right there at 107 West Van Buren Street, across from the CME. And just sucking up electricity. But at the end of that 1.5-year run, we were able to mine close to 80,000 Bitcoin. So yeah.
Oh, so I was off. I was off. So whenever the price, you can imagine what years were those, the price of Bitcoin were at $200. He was able to mine 80,000 Bitcoin for CME, which we never knew about, which I am pretty much guaranteeing you had a lot to do with their market moves in 2018 and how he assured people, because he came out and was like, I'm telling you, we're going to tame Bitcoin. To come out with that type of insurance, if I would have saw this first, I would have known why, but who knew they had that many Bitcoins on the books? 80,000 mining at $200 per Bitcoin. Who knows how much they have on the books?
Crazy.
And there you have it, people. Let me look at the last couple of comments before we get out of here. Prophet Shamar, appreciate it. Said, good stuff, gents. I always walk away from this classroom smarter. Hey, we do too, man. Trust me. Every time I talk to Zay in the morning and read some news stories, I'm just like, who would have thought? Jamal say back in 2018, I was shooting with some CME execs on Wall Street, and you had to say hot pastrami. You couldn't say Bitcoin in the building. Hilarious. There you go. You all been minding that hot pastrami? Let's see. Marcellus Love they say the market is down. I wouldn't know. My money is Cardano. That was just hilarious. So I had to say it. And then last but not least, Last Square said just let you know that when you can't control something, you have to troll it. Sorry, not working. And I lied. Rashu said he's seen that interview as well and said, yeah, the guy is extremely smart and paid, right? So there it is. Crypto Kid just did the math. That is $4.1 billion right now, if that was true. So CME, they spoke with their cojones out for a reason. They knew they had some support we didn't know about, and there it is. Other than that, that's the show for the day. Bitcoin Zay got to run. You got any comments?
Community Crypto 5 p.m. debut this evening on CoinDesk TV. Check it out.
Also, we'll be jumping in with Boyce Watkins tonight as well. So make sure you check that out if you can. I believe that is at
8 p.m.
8 p.m. We'll be on Boyce Watkins show tonight as well. Other than that, that is the show for today. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. And make sure you check us out on Sunday at 6 p.m. for our talk shop.